That same lifestyle that 25,000 shilling person was making, you need to make close to 400,000. So which goes to show you that today, even people with decent jobs still can't afford. They can't afford to live in the neighborhoods they were raised in.
And don't forget, and this is very important, stuff has gone up, cost has gone up, salaries
zimekwama.
Imagine somebody was being paid 20,000 then. There's people who are making 20,000 now,
and that is somebody making a lot of money at 20.
Yeah,
and with 100
average waka 15 hapa.
Where?
Lakini sio ni kila mahali. Nyinyi mkianza kazi, tukianza jobs tulikuwa tunalipwa 35,000 na hiyo na tulikuwa tuna survive.
Ali, do you know what an assistant chief
tunalipa
is?
Apartment, tunalipa gari, tunalipa bills na bado tunapesa.
But Mika, even when you're doing that, you have a roommate.
No, lakini Mika, when you are earning 35k,
when you have a roommate.
No, Mika, hiyo 35k, labda Richmond, hiyo 35k utakaa nayo DC.
Not Richmond, no, DC.
Hiyo 35k utakaa nayo DC.
Okay, fine, another cat in a roommate, we could still survive.
Yeah.
Right now, even just surviving with a roommate, we don't need double that.
But Mika, that guy was making 35k in 2010. Today, here in the US, we're talking about 35k a year. 35k,
yeah.
Someone who's making 35k in 2010, maybe when they were with a roommate and everything, today they're making 100k. Today they're making 120k. They're not...
Sikatai, but nakwambia, right now, somebody who starts saiseme utoke college uende uandike hiyo job na 35k utaishi na mama yako.
So
yes.
Oh yeah, in Kenya definitely. Hiyo unaishi na mama yako.
That is true.
Yeah.
And
even here utaishi na mama yako.
Yeah, even here utaishi na mama yako at 35k.
Yeah.
But the salary levels in Kenya are really
very
drastically
low.
bad. An assistant chief is actually paid 15k.
Yeah,
An
I mean surely.
Assistant chief. Na unajua huyo jamaa ndio wafanya job kwa kijiji. He's the one who sits down and izile all those things, siji watu wameiba, siji mang'ombe, siji manini, I don't know what he needs to sign.
Jirani alirogwa.
Yep, he needs to sign papers for what is it called? Succession. Siji I don't know, identify sijui nini, I don't know, kuna jamaa siji kang'ombe, I don't whatever. Yeah. Assistant chief ndio fanya hizo vitu. Na yupewa na pikipiki. By the way, na gava. Sindio?
Okay.
So just imagine that guy is making 15k.
Can I say, if there's one thing I literally don't know how to like wrap it around my head is like the money people make in Kenya, and somehow they expect to survive on it. And the sad part is they can't leave those jobs because there are no jobs.
Yeah,
no,
they can't.
There are no jobs. So like they will take whatever the employers are gonna give them, whether it's bad management, low pay, whatever, just to have something.
It is muhadhara now. Let me shock you. So Babahanya is telling me there's a guy who works where he is built, yeah? Niwochi. No, he's a caretaker, we're going to say. He's from I think Burundi. Jama makes 6,000, eh?
A month.
Yes. In Burundi. Akombele kamfuko ya
balling out of control.
Yes.
Which goes to show you that the cost of living in Burundi is much lower.
Imagine
when I was in Dubai, like where you have your QA engineer, right? You're working for a construction company. Like alida uko kwa ofisi nini, unalipiwa house allowance, unalipiwa nyumba, unafanywa nini. Uko nje laborers wale walikuwa wanabebonga na basi wanavaa uniform ya blue, the ones who people protest about that they're being treated badly. Those guys from Nepal, India, nini, were making how much? 800 dirhams a month. You umeka kwa ofisi, you're making close to 25,000 dirhams a month. But then that guy will show you pictures of his home. Uko kwao, uko Kathmandu. The palace is built. Na hiyo mshahara yako mingi kwenu huwezi tengeneza nyumba. Like those guys, so it's pointing to what Mike is saying. As sisters, we're being paid, we're feeling we cannot afford life right now. But there's somebody who getting what you're getting per member. They're balling and they're living seriously, or the cost of living over there makes it easier for them. But still, going back to Kenya, the cost of living in Kenya is so bad to a point whereby somebody who is here and making money here, like you're making the money here and you went back to live in Kenya, you will not be living in such a substantial difference, or the way somebody who made the same money here and went to live in Burundi would live.
You know, Mika, there's something very interesting my mother told me, because sisi watu wana hizi dreams, tutarudi. There's something very interesting my own mother told me, she looked at the townhome that I own, where I live in, and she was like, if you're gonna go back to Nairobi and you want to live at the same standard that you're living in right now, have the same size house, live in a similar neighborhood, drive the same kind of car that you're driving, we sat down and did calculations. And guess what? It turned out that it's cheaper to live here. And I was very shocked.
Why were you shocked?
I mean, I was shocked, because we've always thought that, like the cost of living here in the U.S. is higher. But we went, we went pound for pound.
I don't know who you checked
and of
with,
course,
but okay, I'm glad you did that calculation with mom.
No, and of course there's a lot of cheaper parts to live in Kenya.
Correct.
But now my mom was telling me, if you want to live
because you're doing
at the
dollar,
same
you're
standard,
doing dollar for dollar or shilling for shilling, whichever you want to call it, right?
Yeah. And then another thing that a lot of people who want to move to Kenya don't factor in is if you have kids here, the education is free, it's catered for. But you go back to Kenya and you want to take your kids to the same
something equivalent
to the same something equivalent to what they were getting here.
Yes.
Washeke, I don't know that Washeke is here today. Washeke has experience with that.
I can tell you for free.
That's very expensive.
My sister, her kid goes to private school here. It's cheaper for her to pay fees here than to pay fees in Kenya for the same level of education.
Now, you see, and here there's one thing that Esther Mulusa is saying. Esther is saying Western economies are built on double incomes. It's very hard to survive on a single income in the free world. The Kenyan situation is hopeless today. And he's saying people should get and stay married. It helps. But you see, the good thing about here, whether you're married or single, there's always options. There's always options.
And there's also help you can actually get from wherever jurisdictions you live
in. The government.
Based upon your income and so on and so forth. And somehow, our tax shillings or dollars go towards those particular things to help those who are, quote unquote, at a lesser tier. Whether it's help with the electric bill, whether it's help with food, whether it's help with all sorts of different things. Those are things and structures that we just don't have for the Kenyan society.
Yeah,
they
unfortunately.
just don't exist.
Now, Ruth. Okay, Mika.
So quick, what I was saying was that. So what you're saying is that when most people compare moving back home, they will maybe compare cost of housing, cost of food, cost of this. But the one thing they never compare is the cost of quality of life.